Dinesh Jaya, backbenchers. Okay, hi. So hi guys, Deshna. Okay, hi. So I'm assuming that you guys would have, if not you attended the first session, right? You would have probably taken a look at the first session, whatever the part that we covered in the yesterday's class. So today, right guys, maybe like I said in the last class, right? If you have any doubts or any discussion thing that you want to make, you can do it in the chat box over there. So I'll be able to see whatever you're typing over there. So if you have any doubts or something that you have in the particular topic, you can just post it there. We'll be able to discuss. Okay, Varsha, hi. So who is this backbenchers? So Deshna I'm able to see, Varsha I'm able to see, Angel Sangeeta. Okay. So guys, so just to quickly start where we have left in the last class, right? We were, I'm not sure, Aman, hi. So in your school, have they started any topics? Because I'm hearing that some of the schools, they've started doing these online kind of teaching. Not sure. Hi Aman, good evening. Yeah. So not sure, in your case, if they have started any topics or up to where they have covered. But what we decided is we will start with this light topic, and after this we'll complete the human eye and colorful world, and then so in this every day evening from 5 o'clock to 5:30 or 5:45, right? We thought we can have these daily kind of classes for the science. Maybe you will get some a timetable for the math classes also. So so we'll have these classes continuously even after your school reopens, right? You'll still have these classes so that you can take advantage of that. Okay, so Vijay, Dinesh, hi. So in your schools they have not started anything yet. Okay, fine. So but guys, yesterday class, right, we were discussing about this reflection phenomena. In fact, if some of you have missed out yesterday's session, right? So Varsha, you're asking, is this class for CBSE students? Yes, this is mainly for the CBSE students, because we'll be covering the CBSE topics. But this light is there in state board syllabus also, I guess. Okay. So but as such, we are keeping it for the CBSE focused. So we will not be teaching too much of additional stuff. The coverage will be confined to CBSE level. Okay. Maybe here and there we'll cover some hot models of questions or something like that, but it will be properly aligned to the CBSE. Okay guys, so in last class, right, we were discussing about the idea of reflection. What is reflection? Varsha, yeah, so this is for fine. So we'll start with the topic, guys. So yesterday class we were giving the basic introduction to the concept of reflection. So what is reflection? If you have light, so in the previous class we talked about the light that we consider to be propagating in straight line. So we said we consider that light is going to move in what? Straight line. That is why we also call a light ray. Basically meaning that light is going to start from a point, that is the source, and go up to infinity in one direction. Okay. So when light rays are approaching a surface, the surface may be a plane surface, it may be a curved surface, like you can have a curved surface, or it may be some uneven surface. It can be randomly uneven. Any surface, if you look at the ray of light that is coming and approaching the surface, we will call this as what? Incident ray. What do we call this as, guys? Incident ray. And if we look at the point where the ray is touching that surface, this is the surface. You draw a normal, right, at that particular point, we will call it as a normal. And the ray that is coming out, we will call it as what? The reflected ray. So any reflection, whether it is reflection in the case of the plane surface, or reflection in case of the curved surface, or reflection in the case of the uneven surfaces, any surface, right? Reflection is going to follow yeah, this is live class only. Okay, so it is going to follow these two laws of reflection. So what are these laws of reflection, guys? One is the incident ray, the normal that we draw, and the reflected ray. All of them will lie in the same plane. That is the first law of reflection. So what is the first law of reflection, guys? The solution portion. Solution comes in chemistry. Okay, so yeah, we look at the topics, guys. So I mean, right now we are covering the light chapter. So once this is over, we'll go on to the next chapters. Okay, so the first law of reflection is what? The incident ray, normal, and the reflected ray, all of them will be what? They will be in the same plane. Maybe you can just make a note of it. That is the first law of reflection. The second law is that the incident ray, if we look at the normal and the incident ray, there will be an angle between them. We will call it as what? The angle of incidence. And the normal and the reflected ray, there will be another angle. We will call it as angle of reflection. So in case of the reflection of light, angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection. So these are the two laws of reflection, guys. Yeah. So these are the two laws of reflection. What are the two laws of reflection, guys? First is what? The incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal. All of them will be in the same plane. Okay. We can also say that they are coplanar. What we can say, guys? We can say that they are basically what? Coplanar. That is one. Second is the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. In all the cases, whether the reflection is happening in the case of the plane surface or the curved or the uneven surface, in all the cases, right, the angle of reflection part will be equal to angle of incidence. Clear, guys? These are the two laws of reflection. Okay. Now, when we look at what happens as a result of reflection of light, what happens as a result of reflection of light is there will be the image formation. So what is the outcome of the reflection of light, guys? There will be image formation. First, we need to understand what is this image. An image is formed in case of reflection, right? Image is formed by the reflected rays. How the image is going to be formed, guys? Image is going to be formed by the reflected rays. Okay. And generally, if you have an object, okay, we will consider the object to be the source of light rays. So the light rays will be coming from the object. Now, after reflection from different kinds of surfaces, so we will see in this chapter how the reflection is going to happen in case of plane mirror, how the reflection is going to happen in case of the curved mirrors. We will look at two kinds of curved mirrors. We will call them as a concave mirror and a convex mirror. These are the two types of spherical mirrors we will study, concave mirror and convex mirror. Okay, so what happens after reflection is basically the reflected rays, they will either converge to a point. That is one possibility. What is the first possibility, guys? They will converge to a point, means they will be going to meet at a particular point. That is one possibility, possibility one. The second possibility is they will diverge, means they will be going away. So either they will be converging after the reflection or they will be diverging. Okay, guys? Yes. So the light chapter is basically continuation, guys. In 8th standard, we have very small part of it. And in the 10th standard, right, we have the extension of that. Okay. Yeah. So after the reflection, there are two possibilities, guys. One is what? The light rays will be converging to a point. That is one. Second is what? The light rays will be diverging, means what? They will be going away. Okay. So if the light rays are converging to a point, they will be forming one type of image. If the light rays are diverging or they are going away, they will be forming another type of image. So look at this, guys. These are the two types of images that can be formed. This is important, guys. The types of images. Okay. So look at this, guys. What are the types of images? If we have the image formed by the rays which are converging, that image will be called as what, guys? A real image. So the real images are formed by what? Real images will be formed by the converging rays. Okay. And the other type of image is what, guys? Virtual image. How the virtual image will be formed? Virtual image will be formed by the rays which are diverging after reflection. So after reflection there are two possibilities, guys. The rays will be either converging, which means they will go and meet at a point. The point where they will meet, right? You know what it is called as? It is going to be called as the real image. What it is going to be called as, guys? It is going to be called as the real image. Okay. And if the light rays are diverging, then the image that will be formed in this case will be called as what? A virtual image. The image will be called as what, guys? A virtual image. So what is a virtual image? If the light rays are, like say, they are diverging, means if you look at it, right, they will appear to be coming from a particular point. This point is called as a virtual image. What is a virtual image, guys? The diverging rays, they will be appearing to come from a particular point. That is what you call as the virtual image. So what is a real image? The reflected rays will go and meet at a point. That is the real image. What is the virtual image? Reflected rays, they appear to be coming from a point, and that is what we call as the virtual image. So real images are formed by what? Converging rays. Virtual images are formed by what, guys? Diverging rays. And not only that, look at this, guys. The real images, right, they can be seen on the screen. Like we can put up a screen and we can see the real images. But the virtual images, right, we cannot see the virtual images on the screen. Clear, guys? Real images can be seen on the screen, but the virtual images cannot be seen on the screen. This is the difference between the real images and the virtual images. Okay. So this is important, guys, from examination point of view, the difference between a real image and then virtual image. After some time, right, we are going to even see the cases where we can get the real image and case where we can get the virtual image. That we'll cover a little bit later. Okay, guys? Now, let us look at one of the things that we already studied in the 8th standard. Like Varsha was saying that we have studied this in the 8th standard, right? So, you know what we have studied in the 8th standard? We would have mainly studied about what? Plane mirror. And also we have studied a bit about the concave and convex mirrors. So if you look at the image formed by a plane mirror, you can see, guys, we are seeing a person standing in front of the plane mirror. Okay. So what do you observe about the image formed by the plane mirror? The image formed by the plane mirror, right? Okay. We'll see that the image will be of the same size as that of the object. We can see the person and his image, right? They both are in the same height. They'll be in the same height. Okay. They'll be in the same size. That is one. Second thing is, the image and the object, they both are upright. Means we'll say what? The image is erect. So if the person is erect, means the image also will be what, guys? Erect. So the image is what? The image formed by the plane mirror is what, guys? It is an erect. And the image, right, we should see that the image is not a real image. So real image will be forming basically because of the converging rays. The image formed in the plane mirror will be a virtual image. Where is that virtual image? It is on the back side of the mirror. The image is what, guys? It is a virtual image. It is formed on the back side. How are we saying that the image is virtual image? After some time, right, we are going to discuss about the two methods of knowing the image properties. One is called as ray diagram method. We will learn about this, guys. What is one method called as ray diagram method? Second method is basically the equation method. So we are going to learn two more extra things, guys. In 8th standard, right, we have not covered these things. In 10th standard, we are going to study about what? The ray diagram method of understanding about the images and understanding of the images by using what? Equations. So we'll have some formula for finding out where the image will be formed and how the image is going to be. Okay, so we'll study both these things, guys. So these are basically called as what, you know? These are called as characteristics of the image. What do you call them as, guys? Characteristics of the image. So remember, guys, if you have a plane mirror, okay, we'll again see how it is coming based upon these two methods. How using ray diagrams we can find out the nature of the image by a plane mirror. How using equations we can find the nature of the image by a plane mirror. We'll study about both of them. But here, based upon our observations, what we can say? A plane mirror, right? A plane mirror is able to create what? It is able to create an image which is in the same size. And the image is what? Erect. Image is not inverted. So inverted means sometimes what happens, you know, if the object is like this upward, the image will be coming downwards. That is called as what? Inverted. So here the image is not inverted, it is what? Erect image. And the image is formed on the back side of the mirror. What is that image, guys? It is going to be virtual image. There is one more interesting thing, guys. I'm sure we would have observed this. If we just go and hold any object close to the plane mirror, right, what do we see? We'll see that the sidewise it will be what? Inverted. Up and down there will be not inversion, but sideways, like if you start from B here, E and E, other side, the image part will go the other way. Means what we say, we'll say there is an lateral inversion. So it is what, guys? Sidewise or lateral inversion. So plane mirror is going to create what? An image which is of the same size. It will be a virtual image. It will be erect. And also the image will be having what? Lateral inversion. Means what? Sidewise it will be getting reversed. So this is what we observe normally, guys, in terms of the nature of the image formed by the plane mirrors. Okay. Now in this chapter, right, the main focus will not be the plane mirror. The main focus will be the spherical mirrors. Okay. What will be the spherical mirrors we are going to study, guys? There are two types of spherical mirrors. One will be the concave mirror and second is the convex mirror. Okay. So let us see what are these spherical mirrors. But before that, right, just to extend our understanding of the plane mirror, right, if you happen to do this experiment at home, if you have two plane mirrors, you keep the two plane mirrors at an angle of 90 with respect to each other. Take one small mirror, another mirror, keep them at an angle of 90 and keep one object in between. You know what you are going to observe? You will observe that combination of two plane mirrors, right, will be forming how many images? You can check. It is going to form how many images, guys? 3 images. So if you have two plane mirrors, which are at an angle of 90, right, then how many images are formed, guys? How many images will be formed? 3 images will be formed. Not just that, with plane mirrors, two plane mirrors only, we can even form infinite number of images. So this is an experiment we can probably do it at home, guys. If we just have two mirrors, right, keep any object in between, not equal distance, it should be closer to one side and farther from other side. Take two plane mirrors, take an object, it may be a candle like this, keep it closer to one mirror and then observe. You will see that in any mirror, right, you can see that there is going to be all these images of the candles you can observe. So this way, when you observe it, right, it is going up to what? It is going up to, you will have like, a very large number of images you can see. So this is the case of what? Infinite images. So with just two plane mirrors, we can form up to how many images, guys? We can form up to infinite number of images. Okay. So guys, if you have one plane mirror, it is going to form what? One image. And we know what is the nature of that image. It is going to be what? It is going to be same size. It is going to be erect. It is going to be virtual. And it is going to have what? Lateral inversion. If you have two plane mirrors, within the two plane mirrors, right, you can form 3 images like this when you keep them at an angle of 90. And with this arrangement, right, keeping two plane mirrors, in between you have an object. Distance not exactly in between, but the object is closer to one mirror. There you can have what? You can actually have infinite number of images. Okay, guys. So now we'll go into the spherical mirrors. This is the important point, guys. So the real syllabus for us, right, in a way, will start from here. Of course, we also need to remember that laws of reflection, that also is a possible question, and the nature of the images also. Like, whatever the nature of the images we talked about, guys, real image is there and then virtual image is there. Okay. Now let us come back to this, guys. This is the important point. What is it? Spherical mirror. Okay. What is a spherical mirror? A spherical mirror is basically if you have a glass made up of a sphere kind of in shape. Think about, a spherical, think about a spherical glass. You cut a part of it. You cut basically a part of it. Okay. And on one side you coat it with a paint, or you basically coat it with any material which will not allow the light. So silver or something like that. So if you have the mirror like this, where this side will be the reflecting side. So this back side you can see, right, it is what this, the dotted structure is where it is basically the paint. Okay. So this side, right, the reflecting surface is what? Curved inwards. A spherical mirror where the reflecting surface is curved inwards. Okay. and this is basically what we are going to call as what? Concave mirror. So in concave mirror, you know what happens?